Hello there, and welcome to The Sleepy Scientist. Tonight we drift far beyond individual stars and planets into a quieter and much larger story. We turn our attention to how galaxies are born, not as sudden events, but as slow, patient gatherings of matter that unfold over immense stretches of time. Before we begin, allow yourself to settle comfortably. Let your shoulders loosen, your hands rest gently, and your breathing slow in its own natural rhythm. There is nothing you need to follow closely and nothing you need to remember. Whatever the day carried can soften and fade, becoming quieter with each breath. Galaxies are not created in moments of drama. They emerge gradually from vast clouds of gas, dark matter, and gentle gravity. Their formation takes hundreds of millions of years, guided not by urgency but by balance and repetition. Stars gather slowly, light spreads gently, structure appears without rush. As we continue, we'll explore calm scientific observations about how galaxies begin, how they grow, and how they settle into long-lasting forms. These are not facts meant to instruct or overwhelm. They are meant to slow your thoughts, ease your awareness, and let your mind drift alongside the universe itself. If you enjoy these quiet journeys through the gentle side of science, you're always welcome to subscribe and return whenever you need calm curiosity or peaceful rest. For now, allow your awareness to expand outward into the wide, patient spaces where galaxies are born slowly and where time moves without pressure. Let's begin. In the earliest moments after the universe began to expand, matter was spread almost evenly, thin and quiet, drifting through vast darkness. Over time, tiny differences in density appeared, so subtle they could never be noticed in a single moment. These gentle imbalances allowed gravity to begin its slow work, drawing matter together without urgency, setting the first foundations for what would one day become galaxies. As gravity continued its patient pull, clouds of gas and invisible dark matter gathered gradually, forming wide, diffuse regions where motion remained slow and smooth. Nothing collapsed suddenly. Instead, matter drifted inward over millions of years, guided by attraction so gentle that space itself seemed to breathe rather than move. Within these growing regions, gas began to cool quietly. As it cooled, it lost energy and settled more easily into gravitational wells created by dark matter. This cooling was not dramatic or rapid. It unfolded slowly, allowing structures to form without disruption, creating calm environments where the first stars could eventually appear. The earliest stars formed softly within these gas clouds, lighting up regions that had been dark for ages. Their light did not announce a beginning, but rather marked a continuation of slow change. These stars gathered in loose groups, spreading gentle illumination that helped define the early shape of young galaxies. As more stars formed, their gravity added to the growing structure, deepening the galactic center little by little. Each star contributed quietly, joining a collective motion rather than standing apart. Over long spans of time, these stars settled into wide orbits, creating the early outlines of spiral arms or rounded shapes. Galaxies grew not by force, but by accumulation. Small collections of stars and gas merged gradually, blending together rather than colliding violently. These mergers happened over immense timescales, giving matter time to adjust and settle, preserving calm rather than chaos. Dark matter played a silent but essential role throughout this process. Though invisible, it provided the stable framework that held galaxies together. Its presence allowed gas and stars to remain bound, offering structure without interference, like an unseen scaffold supporting a growing form. As galaxies matured, their shapes became more defined through slow rotation. This rotation emerged naturally from the gentle motion of infalling matter, spreading stars into disks or smooth spheres. The motion was continuous and steady, never rushed, allowing galaxies to find balance in their own time. Over hundreds of millions of years, galaxies began to glow more evenly, as star formation settled into a rhythm. Bright regions and dimmer areas balanced one another, creating soft patterns of light that drifted calmly through space. Each galaxy became a quiet island of stars, moving together as one. Even after their initial formation, galaxies never truly stopped becoming. They continue to evolve slowly, gathering new material, forming stars at an unhurried pace, and reshaping themselves gently. Their birth is not a single moment, but a long, ongoing process that remains open, patient, and quietly unfolding across the universe. As galaxies continued to take shape, gravity remained their guiding force, working slowly and consistently rather than suddenly. Matter did not rush inward, but drifted along gentle paths, allowing structures to form without sharp boundaries. This steady pull encouraged balance, helping young galaxies settle into stable forms that could last for billions of years. Gas within these early galaxies moved calmly, flowing along invisible currents shaped by gravity and rotation. As it travelled, it cooled gradually, becoming denser in some regions while remaining thin in others. These quiet movements created soft variations in brightness and structure, giving each galaxy its own subtle character. Star formation within young galaxies unfolded in waves rather than bursts. Regions of gas slowly reached the conditions needed to form stars, while nearby areas remained unchanged. This staggered process allowed galaxies to glow gently, without sudden flares or dramatic changes. The first generations of stars quietly enriched their surroundings by releasing small amounts of heavier elements. This process happened over long periods, spreading material slowly into nearby gas. These elements would later support the formation of new stars, continuing the calm cycle of galactic growth. Galactic rotation developed naturally as matter fell inward from different directions. Over time, this motion smoothed itself out, creating wide, graceful rotations. Stars followed long, curved paths, circling galactic centers in a way that felt continuous and unhurried. As galaxies grew larger, their gravitational influence extended farther into space. This influence did not pull violently, but gently guided nearby gas and smaller structures inward. Over millions of years, these additions blended seamlessly, expanding galaxies without disrupting their balance. Interactions between young galaxies were often slow and distant. When they approached one another, the outer regions responded first, stretching and drifting rather than colliding sharply. These encounters reshaped galaxies gradually, allowing new forms to emerge without sudden change. Within growing galaxies, calm regions formed where star formation slowed, allowing gas to rest and settle. These quiet zones balanced more active areas, helping the galaxy maintain an overall sense of stability. Light and darkness existed together without competition. Dark matter halos surrounding galaxies remained steady and supportive throughout this evolution. They did not change rapidly or demand attention. Instead, they provided a constant gravitational presence that allowed visible matter to move calmly and remain bound. Even as galaxies continued to evolve, their beginnings remained present within them. The slow processes that formed them never truly ended, continuing quietly as galaxies drifted through space, growing, changing, and existing within a vast, patient universe where nothing needs to happen quickly. As galaxies continued their quiet development, the space around them remained wide and forgiving. Gas drifting between galaxies moved slowly, sometimes drawn inward, sometimes left undisturbed. This surrounding material acted like a calm reservoir, allowing galaxies to grow gently whenever conditions felt right, without pressure or urgency. The centers of young galaxies formed gradually as matter settled toward regions of slightly stronger gravity. These central areas did not appear suddenly. They became denser over long periods, shaped by countless small movements rather than dramatic collapse. This slow gathering helped galaxies remain balanced as they matured. light within early galaxies spread softly. As stars formed in different regions, their glow blended together, creating smooth gradients rather than sharp contrasts. From a distance, galaxies appeared as gentle patches of light, floating quietly against the dark background of space. Galactic disks emerged through patient rotation. As gas and stars settled into shared motion, they flattened slowly, forming broad, graceful structures. This flattening was not forced. It arose naturally from balance, allowing galaxies to organize themselves calmly. Some galaxies took on rounded shapes instead, their stars moving in wide, overlapping paths. These forms developed over immense spans of time, shaped by subtle interactions and slow internal motion. Each galaxy found a shape that suited its history, without needing to rush toward a final form. The temperature within galaxies changed gradually as gas cooled and warmed in response to its surroundings. These shifts happened gently, allowing stars to form when conditions aligned naturally. Nothing needed to be triggered suddenly. The environment itself guided the process. As galaxies aged, their star formation slowed in some regions, allowing long periods of quiet to settle in. These calmer phases did not signal an ending, but rather a resting state, where galaxies continued to exist peacefully without constant change. The motion of stars within galaxies became more predictable over time. Orbits stabilized, paths repeated, and large-scale movement settled into steady patterns. This regularity gave galaxies a sense of internal harmony, where countless stars moved together without conflict. Even the faintest structures within galaxies, such as thin streams of stars or distant gas clouds, followed the same gentle rules. They drifted quietly, shaped by gravity and time, adding subtle detail without disrupting the overall calm. Galaxies were never created to stand alone. From their earliest stages, they became part of larger groups and clusters, moving together through space at a relaxed pace. These vast collections drifted calmly across the universe, carrying their shared history forward in a slow, unbroken flow of cosmic time. As galaxies continued to grow, their surroundings remained calm and spacious, allowing motion to unfold without resistance. The space between stars within a galaxy is immense, giving each one room to move freely. This openness prevents congestion and conflict, helping the entire structure remain relaxed and balanced as it evolves. Within developing galaxies, gravity worked like a quiet guide rather than a commanding force. It encouraged matter to gather, but always slowly. Gas clouds responded gently, drifting inward along curved paths that took millions of years to complete, reinforcing the idea that galactic birth is a process of patience rather than urgency. The first spiral patterns emerged gradually as rotating material settled into wide, sweeping arms. These arms were not fixed structures, but long-lasting waves of density that moved slowly through the disk. Stars passed through them calmly, brightening the arms briefly before continuing on, allowing the galaxy to maintain motion without disruption. In other galaxies, rotation was less pronounced, leading stars to follow many overlapping paths. Over time, this created smooth, rounded forms where motion felt evenly distributed. These galaxies developed a quiet symmetry, shaped by countless gentle interactions rather than any single event. Gas within galaxies responded softly to starlight. As stars emitted energy, nearby gas warmed slightly and drifted outward, only to cool again later and settle back into calmer regions. This slow exchange helped regulate star formation, preventing sudden changes and preserving balance. The birth of new stars within galaxies often occurred in sheltered pockets of gas, protected from strong disturbances. These regions allowed gravity and cooling to work together quietly, forming stars without drawing attention. Each new star joined the galaxy's glow gently, without altering its overall calm. Galaxies also carried memories of their formation in the way their stars moved. subtle patterns in motion reflected the slow assembly of matter over time. These patterns persisted quietly, like echoes of an unhurried beginning that never needed to announce itself. As galaxies expanded, the outer regions remained faint and diffuse. Stars there moved slowly, tracing wide arcs through space. These outskirts added depth and softness to a galaxy's appearance, creating a gradual transition between the bright center and the surrounding darkness. The balance between light and shadow within galaxies remained steady. Bright regions did not overpower darker ones. Instead, illumination spread gently, creating a soft glow that felt even and calming when viewed from afar. Through all these stages, galaxies continued to exist within a universe that allowed them time. Nothing demanded quick results. Their birth unfolded as a long, flowing process, shaped by quiet forces working together over immense spans, leaving galaxies free to form, settle, and drift peacefully through space. As galaxies continued to mature, their inner regions slowly became more organized, not through force, but through repetition. Stars traced their paths again and again, and with each pass their motions became smoother and more predictable. This repeated movement helped galaxies settle into a quiet internal order that could persist for billions of years. The flow of gas within galaxies often followed gentle, curved paths shaped by gravity and rotation. Instead of moving straight inward, gas drifted along wide arcs, taking long routes before reaching denser regions. This slow journey allowed time for cooling and balance, preventing sudden bursts of activity and keeping the overall structure calm. Galactic centers grew denser very gradually, accumulating stars and gas over immense spans of time. Nothing rushed toward the middle. Matter arrived softly, layer by layer, creating central regions that felt stable rather than compressed. These centers became anchors of balance rather than points of tension. Light within galaxies was never evenly distributed, but it was always softly blended. Brighter areas emerged where stars were more concentrated, while dimmer regions remained calm and undisturbed. This gentle variation created depth without contrast, allowing galaxies to glow peacefully against the darkness of space. The outer regions of galaxies often remained loosely bound, with stars moving slowly through wide orbits. These distant stars experienced very little change over time, giving the galaxy a soft edge rather than a sharp boundary. This gradual fading into space enhanced the feeling that galaxies are part of their surroundings rather than separate from them. Galaxies also learned balance through quiet interaction with their environment. Gas drifting nearby could be absorbed slowly, while excess material might drift away just as gently. This exchange happened without drama, allowing galaxies to adjust naturally to their surroundings. Over time, many galaxies developed long-lasting stability, where star formation and motion settled into a steady rhythm. These periods of calm could last for billions of years, during which galaxies changed so slowly that they appeared almost timeless. This stability is one of the most peaceful aspects of galactic life. The influence of dark matter continued to shape galaxies quietly from the outside. It did not interfere directly with stars or gas, but its steady presence guided their motion, ensuring that everything remained bound together. This invisible support allowed visible matter to move calmly without needing constant correction. Galaxies also carried subtle traces of their earliest moments in the way their stars were arranged. These patterns were not obvious or dramatic, but gently woven into the structure, like a memory that remains without demanding attention. Even after reaching maturity, galaxies never truly stop forming. They continue to evolve slowly, adjusting, drifting, and growing in ways that feel more like breathing than building. Their birth is not a single event, but an ongoing peaceful process that remains open, unfinished, and quietly unfolding across the universe. As galaxies moved deeper into their long lives, their motion became increasingly smooth and predictable. Stars followed paths shaped by countless earlier movements, creating a quiet sense of familiarity within the galaxy. This predictability did not make galaxies static. Instead, it allowed change to occur gently, without disruption, as though the galaxy always knew how to adjust without strain. The gas that remained within galaxies often settled into calm layers, circulating slowly around the galactic center. Over time, this gas cooled and warmed in a steady rhythm, responding softly to surrounding stars. This slow circulation helped maintain balance, ensuring that new stars formed only when conditions felt naturally aligned. Galactic arms, when present, behaved more like long-lasting waves than fixed structures. They drifted through the disk gradually, guiding gas and stars without forcing them. As stars passed through these regions, they joined the pattern briefly before continuing on, allowing motion to remain fluid and unhurried. In quieter galaxies where star formation slowed, long periods of stillness settled in. These galaxies continued to glow softly, their light coming from stars formed long ago. This extended calm was not emptiness, but a restful state where everything had found its place and remained there peacefully. The gravitational balance within galaxies allowed stars to move without frequent close encounters. The vast distances between stars created space for gentle motion, preventing collisions and allowing the system to remain calm. This spacing is one of the reasons galaxies can remain stable for such long periods. Galaxies often adjusted to changes gradually when they encountered nearby material. If gas drifted close, it could be absorbed slowly, blending into existing structures without disruption. This gentle interaction allowed galaxies to grow without losing their sense of balance. The faint glow of older stars contributed to a soft background light within galaxies. This glow did not fluctuate dramatically. Instead, it remained steady, providing a calm illumination that filled space evenly and gently. As galaxies aged, their shapes often became smoother. Irregular features softened over time as stars and gas settled into more relaxed motion. This smoothing process helped galaxies appear serene, even as subtle changes continued beneath the surface. The influence of the wider cosmic environment remained quiet but constant. Galaxies drifted within clusters and groups, moving together slowly through space. These shared motions reinforced a sense of collective calm across vast regions of the universe. Through all these stages, galaxies remained patient structures. Their birth continued not through sudden events, but through slow accumulation, gentle motion, and long-term balance. In this way, galaxies exemplify how creation in the universe often unfolds quietly, guided by time rather than urgency. As galaxies continued to exist within the wide calm of the universe, their motion through space felt almost effortless. Entire galaxies drifted along invisible paths shaped by gravity on the largest scales, moving so slowly that their position changed only subtly over millions of years. This vast, unhurried movement gave galaxies a sense of floating rather than travelling. Within each galaxy, stars aged quietly. Some burned steadily for billions of years, providing a consistent, gentle light that helped define the galaxy's character. Their slow aging added to the calm rhythm of galactic life, where change was measured in long spans rather than moments. Gas within mature galaxies often rested in a delicate balance. When it was disturbed slightly, it responded gradually, drifting back toward equilibrium rather than reacting sharply. This natural tendency toward balance helped galaxies maintain their peaceful structure over time. The faint halos surrounding galaxies extended far beyond their visible stars. These halos contained diffuse gas and dark matter, spreading gently into space. They created a soft transition between the galaxy and the surrounding universe, making galaxies feel less like isolated objects and more like gentle concentrations within a continuous cosmos. Galactic centers, though dense, often remained stable for long periods. Motion there followed established patterns, with stars orbiting calmly around shared gravitational centers. Even in these crowded regions, the immense distances between stars preserved a sense of quiet order. The light-leaving galaxies travelled outward slowly, carrying their glow across vast distances. This light did not rush. It spread gently through space, fading gradually as it moved farther away. In this way, galaxies shared their presence softly, without intrusion. Galaxies also experienced long intervals of relative stillness, where very little changed at all. During these times, they simply existed, glowing faintly and drifting onward. These extended calm periods were just as much a part of galactic life as moments of growth. The shapes of galaxies continued to soften with age. Sharp features blurred over time as stars redistributed themselves through gentle motion. This gradual smoothing gave older galaxies a serene appearance, as though they had relaxed into their final forms. Across immense distances, galaxies responded to one another's gravity in subtle ways. These interactions unfolded slowly, sometimes over billions of years, gently altering paths without sudden encounters. Even on the larger scales, motion remained patient. Through all of this, galaxies demonstrated that their birth and life are not defined by dramatic beginnings or endings. Instead, they are shaped by quiet accumulation, slow motion, and enduring balance, unfolding calmly within a universe that allows time to stretch wide and remain unhurried. As galaxies continued drifting through the universe, their growth became increasingly subtle. Instead of gathering large amounts of new material, many galaxies simply adjusted what they already contained. Stars shifted their position slightly, gas settled into calmer layers, and motion smoothed itself over time, allowing the galaxy to feel settled and complete without needing to expand further. The vast distances between stars within galaxies created a natural sense of calm. Even in regions filled with billions of stars, space remained dominant. This openness allowed light, motion, and gravity to coexist gently, preventing overcrowding and helping the galaxy maintain a quiet internal balance. Galaxies often carried thin streams of stars far from their centers, remnants of slow interactions that happened long ago. These streams stretched softly through space, barely noticeable unless observed carefully. They added subtle texture to galaxies without disrupting their overall harmony. The temperature of gas within galaxies changed gradually as stars aged and faded. When energetic stars completed their life cycles, the surrounding gas cooled slowly, settling back into calmer regions. This gentle cooling allowed galaxies to transition naturally between active and quiet phases. Galaxies also experience slow internal mixing, where stars from different regions gradually blended through long orbits. This mixing softened differences over time, creating smoother distributions of light and motion. The process unfolded so slowly that it felt almost imperceptible. The faint glow of distant galaxies contributed to a soft background light throughout the universe. This glow did not overwhelm space. Instead, it blended gently with darkness, creating a quiet cosmic backdrop that connected galaxies across vast distances. Galactic motion within clusters remained calm and coordinated. Groups of galaxies moved together, guided by shared gravity. These motions unfolded over immense timescales, allowing entire clusters to drift without urgency, like slow-moving currents in an invisible sea. Within many galaxies, star formation became rare but steady. Small pockets of gas occasionally formed new stars, but always at a relaxed pace. These quiet moments of creation continued the galactic story without interrupting its calm rhythm. The boundaries of galaxies were never sharp. Stars gradually became fewer toward the edges, fading softly into surrounding space. This gentle transition helped galaxies feel connected to the universe rather than separated from it. Through all these stages, galaxies remained expressions of patience. Their birth, growth, and ongoing existence unfolded through balance and time, showing that even the largest structures in the universe are shaped not by haste, but by quiet, enduring calm. As galaxies age further, their motion became even more settled, guided by patterns that had repeated countless times before. Stars continued along their wide orbits, tracing familiar paths that required no adjustment. This repetition created a deep sense of stability, as though the galaxy had learned how to move with ease and no longer needed to search for balance. The light within older galaxies softened as brighter. Short-lived stars became less common. What remained was a steady glow from long-lived stars that changed very little over time. This gentle illumination filled the galaxy evenly, creating an atmosphere of quiet continuity rather than contrast or intensity. Gas within these galaxies often rested in thin, calm layers, drifting slowly without pressure to collapse or expand. When motion occurred, it unfolded gradually, guided by subtle shifts in gravity and temperature. This slow movement allowed the galaxy to maintain harmony without drawing attention to change. Galaxies also developed a kind of memory through their structure. The way stars were distributed reflected countless small adjustments made over billions of years. These arrangements remained quietly preserved, offering a sense of history without demanding focus or explanation. The surrounding dark matter continued its silent support, shaping the galaxy's motion without interfering directly. Its presence ensured that stars and gas remained bound together, allowing visible matter to move freely without losing cohesion. This unseen stability contributed greatly to the galaxy's calm persistence. Within galaxy clusters, individual galaxies adjusted their paths slowly in response to one another. These adjustments happened over immense spans of time, allowing trajectories to change gently rather than suddenly. Even on these vast scales, motion remained unhurried and smooth. The outer regions of galaxies often became places of deep stillness. Stars there moved so slowly that change felt almost suspended. These quiet outskirts added a sense of spaciousness, giving galaxies soft edges that blended naturally into the surrounding universe. As energetic events became rarer, galaxies entered long periods where nothing dramatic occurred at all. During these times, they simply existed, glowing faintly and drifting onward. This extended calm was not emptiness, but a peaceful state of balance. Light leaving these galaxies continued to travel outward, spreading gently through space. Over time, it blended with the faint glow of countless other galaxies, creating a soft cosmic background that connected distant regions without urgency. Through all of this, galaxies showed that their formation is never truly complete. Even in their quieter stages, they continue to adjust slowly, shaped by time and balance. Their birth remains an ongoing, gentle process, unfolding calmly within a universe that allows everything to move at its own pace. As galaxies reached a deep state of maturity, their overall structure became remarkably calm. Large-scale motion settled into patterns that repeated gently, with stars following paths that changed so slowly they felt almost fixed. This steadiness allowed galaxies to exist in a state where nothing needed correction and nothing felt out of place. The remaining gas within these galaxies often lingered quietly, drifting through wide regions without pressure to form new stars. This calm presence acted like a soft pause in the galactic story, where creation slowed and rest became the dominant state. The galaxy continued to glow, sustained by stars formed long ago. The balance between gravity and motion within galaxies became finely tuned. Stars moved neither too quickly nor too slowly, maintaining orbits that preserved harmony across vast distances. This careful balance prevented disruption and allowed galaxies to remain intact for billions of years. Galaxies also developed smooth transitions between their inner and outer regions. Bright centers gradually softened into dimmer outskirts, creating a natural gradient rather than a boundary. This blending made galaxies feel continuous and whole, without sharp divisions. Within galaxy clusters, the shared gravitational field guided collective motion gently. Entire groups of galaxies drifted together through space, their paths curving slowly over immense spans of time. This coordinated movement reinforced the sense that even large systems can move calmly when guided by balance. The faint glow of old stars became the dominant light within many galaxies. This light remained steady and predictable, filling space evenly. It did not flicker or surge, offering a visual calm that persisted across cosmic time. Galaxies often experienced long eras with little change at all. During these periods, they simply existed within the universe, neither growing rapidly nor fading away. This extended stillness highlighted that existence itself can be a complete state, without the need for constant activity. The influence of distant cosmic structures reached galaxies gently. Large-scale gravitational effects shaped their motion slowly, ensuring that even interactions on the grandest scales unfolded without urgency. This slow guidance preserved calm across the universe. As light from galaxies continued to travel outward, it carried the quiet history of their formation across space. This light moved patiently, taking millions or billions of years to reach distant regions, spreading the presence of galaxies softly rather than abruptly. Through all these stages, galaxies remained living examples of slow creation. Their birth did not end with their formation, but continued through quiet adjustment, gentle motion, and lasting balance, unfolding peacefully within a universe that allows time to stretch without limit. As galaxies continued beyond their earliest maturity, they entered a phase where motion felt deeply settled and familiar. The paths of stars became so well established that change unfolded almost invisibly. From one era to the next, galaxies appeared nearly the same, giving the sense that they had found a comfortable rhythm that required no adjustment. The remaining gas within these galaxies often drifted in wide, quiet regions, responding gently to gravity without pressure to collapse. This gas moved slowly, like a thin mist, allowing the galaxy to breathe rather than build. In these moments, stillness became just as meaningful as creation. Galaxies carried their histories not through sudden events, but through quiet structure. The way stars were layered, the softness of their edges, and the smoothness of their light all reflected countless gentle changes made over billions of years. Nothing needed explanation. The calm itself told the story. The outer halos of galaxies extended far into space, becoming so faint that they blended almost completely into darkness. These regions felt less like borders and more like gentle transitions, where the galaxy slowly gave way to the wider universe without interruption or contrast. Within large groups and clusters, galaxies adjusted their positions with patience. Small shifts in motion occurred over enormous spans of time, allowing entire collections of galaxies to drift together peacefully, guided by shared gravity rather than collision or force. The light within these galaxies grew softer as energetic processes became rare. What remained was a steady glow, consistent and reliable, filling space without drawing attention. This gentle illumination created a sense of quiet continuity that could last for billions of years. Galaxies also developed long-lasting internal harmony. Stars moved in ways that rarely interfered with one another, maintaining wide separations that preserved calm. This spacing ensured that even densely populated regions remained orderly and quiet. The influence of dark matter continued silently, holding galaxies together without ever being seen. Its steady presence allowed visible matter to remain bound, providing stability that required no maintenance or correction. This invisible support was one of the reasons galaxies could remain calm for so long. Over time, galaxies became less about formation and more about presence. They existed as steady companions within the universe, glowing softly, drifting slowly, and carrying no urgency to change. Their quiet endurance became their defining quality. In this way, the birth of galaxies is never truly finished. Even in their calmest states, they continue to exist through subtle motion, gentle balance, and quiet persistence, unfolding slowly within a universe that allows everything to move, grow, and rest at its own peaceful pace. As galaxies move deeper into their long existence, their presence begins to feel less like an event and more like a state of being. They no longer gather matter quickly or change shape noticeably. Instead, they remain, holding their form gently, as though resting within the larger structure of the universe. The motion of stars inside these galaxies becomes almost meditative. Each star follows a path refined by time, repeating the same wide orbit again and again. This repetition does not feel stagnant. It feels settled, as if every star has found a place where movement and rest coexist naturally. The faint gas that still lingers within older galaxies often spreads thinly, forming soft veils rather than dense clouds. This gas drifts slowly, responding to gravity with patience. Its presence adds depth and softness, allowing the galaxy to retain a quiet sense of possibility without urgency. Galaxies at this stage often appear smoother and more uniform when observed from afar. Irregular features fade gradually, replaced by gentle gradients of light. This smoothing is not forced. It happens as countless small motions average out over time, creating a calm, unified appearance. The silence surrounding these galaxies feels complete. With little energetic activity, nothing breaks the quiet. Light continues to travel outward, but sound has no place here. This complete stillness reinforces the sense that galaxies exist in a realm where calm is the natural condition. Within clusters, mature galaxies maintain respectful distances from one another. Their motions are coordinated by shared gravity, yet they rarely intrude upon each other's space. This spacing allows entire clusters to drift together peacefully, like slow-moving constellations on a cosmic scale. The deep gravitational wells of galaxies remain steady, holding stars securely without tightening their grip. This gentle hold allows stars to move freely without risk of disruption, preserving long-term harmony within the galactic structure. Galaxies also reflect balance in how they age. Brightness fades slowly, never abruptly. As stars grow older, their light softens, contributing to a calm, even glow that fills space quietly. This gradual fading feels like a gentle dimming rather than a loss. The dark matter surrounding galaxies continues its silent role, shaping motion without interference. Its presence is felt only through stability, allowing galaxies to remain whole without ever needing to reveal the source of that support. In this extended phase of existence, galaxies demonstrate that creation does not require constant activity. They continue simply by remaining balanced, drifting gently, and holding their form within a universe that allows stillness to be as meaningful as motion. As galaxies continue through this long, settled phase, their presence becomes almost effortless. They no longer announce themselves through growth or change. Instead, they simply occupy space, glowing softly, allowing the universe to move around them while they remain calmly in place. The paths of stars within these galaxies feel deeply ingrained, shaped by billions of years of gentle motion. Each orbit flows into the next without interruption, creating a quiet rhythm that repeats endlessly. This repetition brings a sense of reassurance, as though the galaxy has learned how to move without needing to think. The remaining gas within these galaxies often spreads into faint, delicate layers. It no longer gathers with urgency. Instead, it drifts slowly, adding a subtle texture to the galaxy's interior. This thin presence keeps the galaxy feeling alive without disturbing its calm balance. Galaxies at this stage often show little contrast between their inner and outer regions. Light transitions smoothly from brighter centers to dimmer edges, forming a continuous glow rather than distinct zones. This smoothness enhances the feeling that the galaxy is a single, unified whole. The universe around these galaxies feels equally unhurried. Vast regions of space remain empty and still, allowing galaxies to exist without interference. This surrounding quiet reinforces the idea that calm is the default state of the cosmos. Within galactic groups, motion continues gently. Galaxies shift their positions over immense spans of time, responding slowly to shared gravity. These movements never feel abrupt, allowing entire groups to maintain a peaceful collective rhythm. The light produced by older stars remains steady and predictable. It does not flicker or surge, but fills space with a consistent glow. This reliable illumination contributes to the galaxy's tranquil character, offering a sense of continuity that lasts for ages. The structure of these galaxies reflects balance rather than symmetry. Stars are not arranged perfectly, yet their distribution feels natural and settled. This quiet irregularity adds to the sense that the galaxy has found a comfortable state rather than striving for perfection. The unseen influence of dark matter remains constant, holding the galaxy together without drawing attention. Its role is quiet and complete, allowing visible matter to exist freely within a stable framework that requires no adjustment. At this point in their long lives, galaxies embody patience itself. Their birth has blended seamlessly into existence, and their continued presence unfolds gently, shaped by time, balance, and the quiet permission to remain exactly as they are. As galaxies persist through immense spans of time, they develop a presence that feels almost timeless. Their overall form changes so slowly that it appears constant, giving the impression that they are quietly holding a moment in place while the universe continues its broader motion around them. The stars within these galaxies continue their steady orbits with a sense of ease. Each path has been refined by countless repetitions, allowing motion to feel smooth and effortless. There is no need for correction, as gravity and momentum have long since found agreement. The faint material that remains between stars often drifts invisibly, spreading thinly across wide regions. This material does not gather or collapse, it simply exists, adding a soft depth to the galaxy without altering its calm structure. Galaxies in this phase often feel less like objects and more like gentle concentrations of light. Their edges fade naturally into space, making it difficult to say where the galaxy ends and the universe begins. This blending creates a sense of unity rather than separation. Within larger cosmic structures, galaxies adjust their positions subtly. These adjustments occur over such long periods that motion feels continuous rather than episodic. Even when paths curve or shift, the changes unfold without disruption. The glow of galaxies at this stage becomes quieter, dominated by older stars whose light is stable and enduring. This glow fills space softly, creating an atmosphere that feels constant and reassuring rather than dynamic. The gravitational balance inside galaxies remains finely tuned. Stars neither crowd nor scatter excessively. Instead, they maintain distances that preserve harmony, allowing motion and stillness to coexist naturally. The dark matter surrounding galaxies continues its silent guidance, shaping motion without interference. Its influence remains steady and unchanged, offering support that allows galaxies to endure without visible effort. Across vast distances, galaxies respond gently to the gravitational landscape of the universe. Large-scale structures guide their motion subtly, ensuring that even on the grandest scales, movement remains smooth and patient. In this extended stage of existence, galaxies demonstrate that their birth is not confined to the past. It continues quietly through presence, balance, and slow adjustment, unfolding calmly within a universe that values time over speed and stillness over urgency. As galaxies continue their long, unhurried existence, their motion becomes almost imperceptible. On human timescales, they seem perfectly still, holding their shape gently while drifting through space so slowly that movement feels more like presence than travel. This quiet persistence gives galaxies a deeply restful quality. The stars within these galaxies follow paths shaped by age and repetition. Each orbit feels familiar, as though it has been traced countless times before. This familiarity brings calm, allowing the galaxy to function smoothly without sudden change or disruption. The remaining gas in these mature galaxies spreads thinly, forming soft, nearly invisible layers. It no longer gathers with urgency. Instead, it drifts gently, maintaining a quiet internal atmosphere that adds depth without disturbing balance. Galaxies at this stage often appear unified in their light. Brightness flows smoothly from the center outward, without sharp contrasts or breaks. This gentle gradient creates a sense of visual harmony, making the galaxy feel whole and complete. Within clusters, galaxies maintain steady distances from one another, guided by shared gravity that changes only slowly. Their collective motion feels coordinated yet relaxed, like a group moving together without needing to hurry. The influence of old stars dominates the energy of these galaxies. Their light is stable and predictable, filling space evenly. This consistent glow supports a calm environment that persists across billions of years. The structural balance of these galaxies remains intact because forces within them are evenly matched. Gravity, motion, and pressure coexist without overpowering one another, allowing the galaxy to remain steady without effort. The surrounding darkness of space acts as a quiet frame, emphasizing the galaxy's soft glow. This contrast does not feel sharp or dramatic. Instead, it enhances the sense of stillness, allowing the galaxy to feel gently suspended. Dark matter continues its silent role, shaping the galaxy's motion without being seen. Its steady presence ensures cohesion, allowing the galaxy to exist as a calm, unified structure without requiring constant change. At this point, galaxies exemplify how creation can settle into rest. Their birth has transformed into enduring presence, unfolding gently through balance and time, allowing them to exist quietly within a universe that moves without urgency and allows stillness to be complete. As galaxies move even further into their long existence, they reach a stage where change becomes almost entirely internal and subtle. From the outside, they appear calm and settled, their forms steady and familiar. Within, tiny adjustments continue quietly, like a slow breath that never fully stops. The stars inside these galaxies maintain wide, comfortable separations. Even in regions with countless stars, space remains dominant. This spacing allows motion to remain gentle and prevents disturbance, preserving a feeling of openness and ease throughout the galaxy. The light emitted by these galaxies feels calm because it is shared evenly. No single region demands attention. Instead, illumination spreads softly, creating a balanced glow that fills space without sharp highlights or deep shadows. Galaxies at this stage often feel complete, not because nothing remains possible, but because nothing needs to happen. Their structure holds together naturally, supported by gravity that no longer pulls inward aggressively, but maintains balance quietly. The motion of stars near the outer edges of galaxies slows even further, tracing enormous arcs through space. These distant stars experience very little change over time, adding a sense of deep stillness to the galaxy's outskirts. The remaining gas within these galaxies often becomes part of faint halos or thin layers. It drifts gently, responding slowly to gravity and temperature. This gas does not disrupt the galaxy's calm, but adds a quiet sense of depth and continuity. Galaxies within clusters continue to respond to one another in subtle ways. Their paths curve slowly, shaped by shared gravitational fields that change only over immense spans of time. Even when movement occurs, it unfolds patiently and smoothly. The darkness surrounding galaxies feels less like emptiness and more like space that allows rest. Against this darkness, the galaxy's light appears soft and contained, reinforcing the feeling that it belongs exactly where it is. The balance within galaxies remains self-sustaining. Forces within them no longer compete but coexist. Gravity holds, motion flows, and structure remains intact without effort, creating a sense of quiet harmony. In this extended phase, galaxies show that their birth does not end with formation. It continues gently through presence, balance, and subtle motion, unfolding calmly within a universe that allows even the largest structures to exist without urgency or demand. As galaxies continue beyond this deeply settled stage, their existence feels increasingly effortless. They no longer appear to be becoming something else. Instead, they simply remain, holding their shape gently as time passes around them, like quiet landmarks within a moving universe. The stars within these galaxies move with an ease that comes from long familiarity. Their orbits have been traced so many times that motion feels instinctive rather than guided. Each star follows its path without interference, contributing to a calm internal rhythm that never needs correction. The faint material that still drifts between stars often spreads so thinly that it becomes almost part of the background. This material does not gather or disperse dramatically. It lingers quietly, adding a soft texture that deepens the galaxy's presence without altering its balance. Galaxies at this point often seem visually unified. Their light blends smoothly across space, creating a gentle glow that feels continuous rather than structured. This visual softness allows the galaxy to feel whole, without sharp features that demand attention. Within large-scale cosmic environments, galaxies continue to respond gently to distant influences. Gravitational shifts ripple through space slowly, guiding motion without urgency. These responses unfold so gradually that they feel like part of the galaxy's natural state rather than an external force. The older stars within these galaxies shine steadily, their light changing very little over time. This consistency contributes to the galaxy's calm atmosphere, filling space with a reliable glow that feels reassuring and unchanging. The outer regions of galaxies become places of deep quiet. Stars there move through immense arcs, taking millions of years to complete a single orbit. This slow motion adds a sense of vastness and stillness that extends the galaxy's calm far beyond its brighter core. The unseen framework of dark matter continues its silent work, maintaining cohesion without adjustment. Its presence allows galaxies to remain intact without visible effort, supporting long-term stability that feels natural and complete. Galaxies in this phase often feel less like events in time and more like states of being. Their past growth has settled into enduring presence, and their future changes will be subtle and slow. In this way, galaxies show that their birth evolves into quiet persistence. Creation becomes continuity, and continuity becomes calm existence, unfolding gently within a universe that allows time to stretch wide and remain unpressured. As galaxies continue through this extended stage of existence, their presence feels increasingly serene. They no longer appear to be shaped by what they are becoming, but by how comfortably they remain. Their motion through space is so gradual that it feels more like stillness, offering a sense of quiet permanence within the vast universe. The stars inside these galaxies move in deeply settled patterns. Each orbit has been refined over immense spans of time, allowing motion to flow without friction or interruption. This steady repetition creates an internal rhythm that feels calm and dependable, as though the galaxy is gently breathing. The faint gas that remains within these systems often drifts so slowly that it seems suspended. It does not collapse or disperse suddenly. Instead, it lingers, adding a subtle depth that keeps the galaxy feeling softly alive without disrupting its balance. Galaxies at this point often feel visually gentle. Their light spreads evenly, with no sharp features or dramatic contrasts. brightness fades gradually toward the edges, creating a smooth transition into surrounding space that enhances the sense of calm continuity. Within clusters, galaxies respond quietly to shared gravitational fields. Their paths curve slowly, guided by forces that change only over immense timescales. These motions feel cooperative rather than reactive, allowing entire groups of galaxies to drift together peacefully. The older stars continue to shine steadily, their light changing so slowly it feels constant. This enduring glow fills the galaxy with a sense of reliability, reinforcing the feeling that nothing here needs to hurry or compete. The outermost regions of galaxies become almost meditative spaces. Stars there complete their journeys over such long periods that motion becomes nearly imperceptible. These regions extend the galaxy's calm outward, blending gently into the wider universe. The unseen influence of dark matter remains perfectly consistent. It neither strengthens nor weakens noticeably, holding the galaxy together quietly. This invisible support allows the visible structure to exist without strain, reinforcing long-term stability. Galaxies at this stage often feel timeless. They appear much the same across countless generations, reminding us that not all creation is marked by change. Some forms are defined by their ability to endure. Through this long, gentle persistence, galaxies demonstrate that their birth does not conclude with formation. It continues as calm presence, steady motion, and quiet balance, unfolding within a universe that values patience and allows everything to exist at its own peaceful pace. As galaxies move even further into their long lives, their presence becomes deeply settled, almost indistinguishable from the quiet fabric of the universe itself. Their shapes remain steady, and their motion through space is so gradual that it feels like a gentle continuation rather than a journey. They exist without urgency, comfortable in their place among countless others. The stars within these galaxies continue their paths with complete familiarity. Each orbit feels effortless, guided by gravity that has remained unchanged for vast spans of time. This familiarity creates a soothing internal rhythm, where motion and stillness blend seamlessly together. The faint remnants of gas within these galaxies often drift in wide, nearly invisible streams. This gas no longer seeks to gather or collapse. Instead, it lingers softly, adding depth and quiet texture without altering the galaxy's calm structure. Galaxies at this stage often appear almost symmetrical, not because they were designed that way, but because time has gently smoothed their irregularities. Small imbalances have averaged out, leaving behind forms that feel relaxed and harmonious. Within galaxy clusters, motion continues at a shared, unhurried pace. Entire clusters drift together, guided by vast gravitational fields that change only slowly. These collective movements feel like slow currents, rather than directed motion, reinforcing a sense of cosmic calm. The light within these galaxies becomes increasingly uniform. Energetic events are rare, leaving behind a steady glow that fills space gently. This soft illumination creates an atmosphere of quiet continuity that persists across billions of years. The outer edges of galaxies remain diffuse and open. Stars there move so slowly that change feels almost suspended. These regions extend the galaxy's calm outward, allowing it to fade naturally into the surrounding darkness without sharp boundaries. The unseen framework of dark matter continues its silent guidance. Its influence remains constant, holding galaxies together without drawing attention. This quiet support allows visible matter to move freely while maintaining long-term stability. Galaxies at this point feel less like evolving structures and more like enduring presences. Their identity is no longer shaped by growth, but by balance and persistence. In this extended phase, galaxies show that their birth blends seamlessly into existence. Creation becomes continuity, continuity becomes calm, and calm becomes a lasting state, unfolding gently within a universe where time stretches wide and nothing needs to hurry. As galaxies continue into this later stage of their existence, their presence feels deeply integrated into the universe around them. They no longer stand out through activity or growth, but through quiet endurance. Their forms remain steady, and their motion blends smoothly with the larger cosmic flow, creating a sense that they are simply part of space itself. The stars within these galaxies maintain their calm, familiar paths. Each orbit has been refined over countless repetitions, allowing motion to continue without friction or adjustment. This repetition creates a soothing internal rhythm where every movement feels expected and unhurried. The remaining traces of gas drift gently through wide regions, responding slowly to gravity. This gas does not gather quickly or disperse suddenly. Instead, it lingers softly, adding a quiet sense of depth that keeps the galaxy subtly alive without disturbing its balance. Galaxies at this stage often appear visually softened, their light spread evenly without strong contrast. Brightness fades gradually toward the edges, creating a smooth transition into surrounding darkness. This gentle blending enhances the feeling that galaxies belong naturally within the universe, rather than standing apart from it. Within large-scale structures, galaxies continue to respond to shared gravitational fields with patience. Their paths curve slowly, guided by forces that change only over immense spans of time. These motions feel cooperative, allowing entire regions of space to drift together calmly. The oldest stars dominate the light of these galaxies, shining steadily and predictably. Their glow changes so slowly that it feels constant, filling space with a reliable illumination that reinforces the galaxy's tranquil character. The outermost regions of galaxies become places of near stillness. Stars there move through vast arcs that take millions of years to complete. This slow motion creates a sense of deep quiet, extending the galaxy's calm far beyond its brighter center. The invisible presence of dark matter remains unchanged, continuing its silent support. It holds galaxies together without visible effort, allowing structure to persist without tension. This unseen stability is a key reason galaxies can remain calm for so long. Galaxies in this phase feel timeless, as though they exist outside ordinary change. Their appearance shifts so gradually that it feels fixed, reminding us that not all existence requires constant transformation. Through this quiet endurance, galaxies demonstrate that their birth never truly ends. It becomes a long state of balance and presence, unfolding gently within a universe that allows stillness, patience, and calm to be lasting qualities. As galaxies continue into this far-reaching stage of existence, they feel almost woven into the universe rather than placed within it. Their motion is so slow that it feels indistinguishable from stillness, and their forms remain familiar across immense spans of time, offering a quiet sense of permanence. The stars within these galaxies move with complete ease, guided by gravity that has long since settled into balance. Their orbits repeat patiently, each path flowing into the next without interruption. This steady repetition creates an internal calm that feels deeply reassuring. The faint traces of gas that remain drift like a soft memory of earlier activity. This gas no longer gathers with purpose. It lingers gently, adding subtle depth without altering the galaxy's stable structure, as though the galaxy is holding on to a quiet echo of its past. Galaxies at this point often appear visually serene, their light evenly distributed and softly fading toward the edges. There are no sharp features demanding attention, only a smooth presence that blends naturally into surrounding space. Within clusters and large-scale structures, galaxies continue to adjust their positions with patience. These adjustments happen so gradually that they feel continuous rather than eventful. Even when paths curve or shift, the motion remains gentle and unhurried. The light from these galaxies is dominated by long-lived stars whose brightness changes very little over time. This steady glow fills space calmly, offering a sense of continuity that persists across billions of years. The outermost stars trace immense arcs that take extraordinary lengths of time to complete. Their slow motion creates regions of profound stillness, extending the galaxy's calm presence far beyond its brighter interior. The dark matter surrounding these galaxies continues its quiet role, holding everything together without interference. Its influence remains constant and unseen, allowing the visible structure to endure without tension or adjustment. Galaxies in this stage feel less like chapters in a story and more like states of being. They no longer announce change, but quietly demonstrate what balance looks like when given enough time. In this way, the birth of galaxies dissolves into lasting presence. Creation becomes endurance, endurance becomes calm, and calm becomes a natural condition, unfolding gently within a universe that allows even its largest structures to exist without the urgency or demand. As galaxies remain in this deeply settled state, their existence feels almost effortless. They no longer respond strongly to internal or external changes. Instead, they continue as they are, held gently by gravity and time, giving the impression that they are resting within the universe rather than moving through it. The stars within these galaxies follow paths that feel instinctive, as though motion itself has become memory. Each orbit flows smoothly into the next, creating a quiet internal rhythm that repeats without variation. This repetition brings a sense of calm reliability, where nothing unexpected interrupts the flow. The remaining gas within these galaxies becomes increasingly diffuse, spreading so thinly that it blends into the background. This gas does not seek to form new structures, it simply drifts, maintaining a quiet presence that adds depth without altering balance. Galaxies at this stage often feel visually complete. Their light is neither growing brighter nor fading quickly. It remains steady, creating a soft glow that feels constant across vast stretches of time. This steadiness allows the galaxy to feel settled and whole. Within the larger cosmic web, galaxies continue to move along gentle gravitational pathways. These paths curve slowly, shaped by structures so large that their influence unfolds over billions of years. Even at this scale, motion remains smooth and patient. The oldest stars within these galaxies continue to shine with remarkable consistency. The energy output changes so slowly that it feels timeless, filling space with a calm illumination that does not demand attention. The outskirts of galaxies remain regions of deep quiet. Stars there move at such slow speeds that change becomes nearly imperceptible. These outer regions extend the galaxy's calm outward, blending softly into the surrounding universe. The unseen support of dark matter remains perfectly steady. It neither strengthens nor weakens in any noticeable way, allowing galaxies to persist without visible effort. This silent stability ensures long-term balance without intervention. Galaxies in this phase no longer feel defined by their history of formation. Instead, they are defined by their ability to remain. Their identity becomes one of quiet presence rather than change or growth. Through this continued stillness, galaxies remind us that creation in the universe does not always move forward. Sometimes it settles, rests, and simply continues, unfolding calmly within a cosmos that allows time to stretch endlessly and remain gentle. As galaxies remain suspended in this long-held calm, their existence begins to feel like a quiet agreement with the universe. Nothing pulls them forward aggressively, and nothing holds them back. They continue simply because the conditions that support them remain gently in place. The motion of stars within these galaxies becomes so refined that it feels almost weightless. Each orbit unfolds smoothly, without friction or interruption, creating an internal flow that feels continuous and unbroken. This flow gives the galaxy a sense of ease, as though movement itself has become restful. The faint matter that still drifts between stars acts like a soft atmosphere rather than a building material. It spreads evenly, responding slowly to gravity and temperature. This delicate presence adds subtle depth, allowing the galaxy to retain quiet complexity without introducing change. Galaxies at this stage often feel visually softened by time. Sharp features that once marked activity have blended away, leaving behind smooth gradients of light. This gentle smoothing creates an appearance that feels calm and settled, as if the galaxy has relaxed into its final form. Within immense cosmic structures, galaxies continue to follow paths shaped by gravity on the largest scales. These paths curve slowly, unfolding over billions of years. Even when direction changes, the motion remains gradual, reinforcing the sense that nothing in the universe needs to hurry. The light within these galaxies feels stable and dependable. It does not flicker or surge. Instead, it spreads evenly, offering a consistent glow that fills space quietly. This reliability contributes to the galaxy's peaceful presence. The outermost regions of galaxies continue to blur into surrounding space. Stars become fewer, light fades gently, and boundaries dissolve. This blending creates a sense that galaxies are not separate from the universe, but softly woven into it. The silent influence of dark matter remains unchanged, providing structure without intrusion. Its presence allows galaxies to exist comfortably, supported by forces that require no adjustment or attention. This unseen steadiness is one of the reasons galaxies endure so calmly. Galaxies in this phase feel less like processes and more like states of rest. They are no longer becoming something else. They are simply being held together by balance and time. Through this quiet continuation, galaxies show that their birth does not culminate in an ending. It transforms into presence, into stillness, into a calm that unfolds endlessly within a universe where time is generous and nothing is required to move faster than it wishes. As galaxies continue to exist within this long, gentle calm, they begin to feel less like separate objects and more like natural features of the universe itself. Their motion blends so completely with the surrounding space that it feels as though they are resting in place, supported quietly by gravity and time. The stars inside these galaxies follow paths that feel deeply familiar. Each orbit has been traced for so long that motion no longer introduces change, only continuity. This steady repetition creates an internal atmosphere of ease, where movement feels soothing rather than active. The thin remnants of gas that remain within these systems drift slowly, almost imperceptibly. They no longer collect or disperse with purpose. Instead, they exist quietly, adding a soft sense of depth that does not disturb the galaxy's settled balance. Galaxies at this stage often appear visually gentle and unified. Light spreads evenly without sharp edges or dramatic features. Brightness fades gradually toward the outskirts, creating a smooth transition into the surrounding darkness that feels calm and natural. Within the vast cosmic web, galaxies continue to follow invisible pathways shaped by immense gravitational structures. These pathways change only over extraordinary spans of time, allowing motion to remain smooth and unhurried across the universe. The light produced by long-lived stars remains steady and dependable. This gentle illumination fills space without drawing attention, creating a quiet background presence that persists across billions of years. The outer regions of galaxies become places of deep stillness. Stars there move so slowly that motion feels almost suspended. These distant regions extend the galaxy's calm far beyond its brighter core, blending softly into the wider universe. The unseen presence of dark matter continues to hold galaxies together without effort. Its influence remains constant and unobtrusive, allowing visible matter to exist freely within a stable framework that requires no adjustment. Galaxies in this phase are no longer defined by what they are forming. They are defined by how comfortably they endure. their identity becomes one of balance, steadiness, and quiet persistence. In this enduring calm, galaxies remind us that creation in the universe often settles into rest. Birth becomes presence, presence becomes continuity, and continuity becomes a gentle state of being that unfolds endlessly, without urgency, within the wide and patient cosmos. As galaxies remain within this deep state of calm, their existence begins to feel almost effortless. They're no longer shaped by change or growth, but by the quiet agreement between gravity, motion, and time. Everything that needs to hold them together already does, allowing the galaxy to simply remain. The stars inside these galaxies move with such consistency that their motion feels like part of the background. Each orbit unfolds smoothly, repeating without variation. This repetition does not feel empty. It feels reassuring, like a rhythm that has settled into a natural pace. The faint material that drifts between stars behaves like a gentle presence rather than an active force. It spreads thinly, responding slowly to gravity, never gathering enough to disturb the balance. This quiet drifting adds subtle depth without introducing movement that demands attention. Galaxies at this stage often appear softened by time. Their light flows evenly, and sharp features have faded into smooth gradients. This visual calm reflects the long period of adjustment that has allowed everything to settle into harmony. Within large cosmic structures, galaxies continue to follow paths that curve gently through space. These paths are shaped by gravity acting on immense scales, unfolding over billions of years. Even when direction changes, the movement remains slow and steady. The light produced by the oldest stars remains stable and predictable. It fills space quietly, offering illumination that does not fluctuate or surprise. This steady glow supports the sense that the galaxy exists in a long-lasting state of calm. The outermost stars trace enormous arcs that take extraordinary amounts of time to complete. Their slow motion adds a feeling of deep stillness to the galaxy's edges, extending calm far beyond the brighter interior. The unseen framework of dark matter continues its silent work. It holds the galaxy together without interference, allowing visible matter to move freely within a stable structure. This invisible support requires no correction, reinforcing long-term balance. Galaxies in this phase feel less like evolving systems and more like settled presences. They do not strive toward a future state. They simply continue, held gently by forces that have long since found balance. Through this quiet persistence, galaxies show that their birth evolves into enduring presence. Creation becomes continuity, continuity becomes calm, and calm becomes a lasting condition, unfolding slowly within a universe that allows everything the time it needs to simply exist. As galaxies continue to rest within this long-established balance, their existence feels increasingly serene. They're no longer shaped by dramatic interactions or internal change. Instead, they remain gently held by gravity, moving so slowly through space that motion feels almost symbolic rather than physical. The stars within these galaxies continue their quiet journeys along paths refined by immense time. Each orbit unfolds with ease, never crossing too closely with another. This wide spacing allows motion to remain peaceful, preserving an internal calm that feels self-sustaining. The faint traces of gas that still linger drift softly, responding to gravity without urgency. This material does not gather or collapse. It simply remains present like a thin veil that adds softness without altering the galaxy's steady structure. Galaxies at this stage often appear visually relaxed. Their light is evenly distributed, with no intense regions demanding attention. Brightness fades gradually, allowing the galaxy to blend naturally into the surrounding darkness of space. Within the vast cosmic environment, galaxies continue to follow gravitational patterns that change only slowly. These patterns guide motion across enormous distances, yet never force rapid movement. Everything unfolds patiently, reinforcing a sense of universal calm. The light from long-lived stars remains constant and dependable. It does not surge or diminish quickly but fills space quietly. This gentle illumination creates a background presence that feels stable and reassuring over billions of years. The outer edges of galaxies remain diffuse and open. Stars become sparse, and motion slows further, creating regions where change feels almost suspended. These quiet outskirts extend the galaxy's calm outward, merging softly with the universe beyond. The unseen influence of dark matter continues without variation. Its role remains silent and steady, shaping motion without disruption. This invisible framework allows galaxies to persist comfortably, supported by forces that require no adjustment. Galaxies in this phase are no longer defined by their formation history. Instead, they are defined by endurance. Their identity becomes rooted in balance, continuity, and the ability to remain unchanged across immense spans of time. Through this ongoing stillness, galaxies quietly demonstrate that creation does not always move forward. Sometimes it settles, stabilizes, and rests, unfolding gently within a universe that allows existence itself to be complete without motion or urgency. As galaxies continue within this deeply quiet phase, their presence feels almost meditative. They do not announce themselves through motion or brightness. Instead, they remain gently suspended within space, held by forces that have long since found agreement, allowing the galaxy to exist without effort. The stars inside these galaxies move as if guided by memory rather than instruction. Each orbit repeats patiently, tracing wide, graceful paths that rarely change. This repetition creates an internal steadiness that feels calm and dependable, as though the galaxy has settled into a familiar rhythm. The faint material between stars behaves like a soft background rather than an active participant. It drifts slowly, never gathering with urgency, never dispersing abruptly. Its quiet presence adds depth without disturbing the balance that defines this stage of galactic life. Galaxies at this point often feel visually gentle. Their light is smooth and evenly spread, with no sharp contrasts or sudden brightness. The glow feels like a continuous wash across space, encouraging the sense that nothing within the galaxy needs attention or correction. Within the larger cosmic landscape, galaxies continue to move along immense gravitational pathways. These pathways change so slowly that motion feels continuous rather than directional. Even over billions of years, adjustments unfold with patience rather than force. The light produced by older stars remains steady and consistent. It does not flicker or pulse. Instead, it fills space quietly, creating a reliable background presence that persists across vast stretches of time. The outermost regions of galaxies become zones of profound stillness. Stars there travel so slowly that their motion is almost impossible to perceive. These distant regions extend the galaxy's calm outward, blending gently into the surrounding universe. The unseen structure of dark matter remains perfectly steady, shaping motion without interruption. Its influence never demands attention, yet it quietly ensures that everything remains bound together, supporting long-term stability without visible effort. Galaxies in this phase feel complete, not because nothing could change, but because nothing needs to. Their form, motion and balance coexist naturally, allowing the galaxy to remain without striving toward any future state. Through this enduring calm, galaxies reveal that their birth does not end in activity or conclusion. It settles into presence, into balance, into a quiet continuation that unfolds slowly within a universe where time is generous and stillness is allowed to be whole. As galaxies continue within this prolonged state of quiet balance, their existence feels almost like a gentle pause held indefinitely. They are no longer shaped by what happens within them, but by how calmly they are allowed to remain. Gravity holds without tightening, motion flows without urgency, and time passes without pressure. The stars inside these galaxies move along paths that feel deeply settled. Each orbit has been refined by immeasurable repetition, allowing motion to unfold smoothly and without interruption. This constancy creates an inner calm where nothing competes for space or attention. The faint traces of matter between stars behave like a soft atmosphere rather than a source of activity. This material drifts slowly, responding gently to gravity and temperature, never gathering enough to disturb the galaxy's steady structure. Its presence adds quiet depth without change. Galaxies at this stage often appear visually serene, as if time has gently blurred any sharp details. Light spreads evenly across space, creating a soft glow that neither intensifies nor fades quickly. This steady illumination reinforces the sense that everything has found its place. Within the vast cosmic framework, galaxies continue to follow immense gravitational patterns that change only over extraordinary spans of time. These patterns guide motion smoothly, allowing galaxies to drift without direction or destination, simply continuing as they are. The light from long-lived stars remains dependable and calm. It fills space quietly, offering a sense of continuity that persists across billions of years. This gentle glow becomes part of the background of the universe, present without demanding awareness. The outermost stars move so slowly that their motion feels almost symbolic. Completing vast arcs over unimaginable lengths of time, they create regions where change feels suspended. These distant edges extend the galaxy's calm far into surrounding space. The unseen presence of dark matter continues its silent support, holding everything together without interference. Its influence remains constant and unobtrusive, allowing visible matter to exist comfortably within a stable framework that requires no adjustment. Galaxies in this phase are no longer defined by beginnings or transitions. Their identity becomes rooted in endurance, in the ability to remain balanced across immense stretches of time without needing renewal or transformation. Through this quiet continuation, galaxies remind us that creation in the universe does not always advance forward. Sometimes it settles into stillness, into persistence, into a calm presence that unfolds gently and endlessly, supported by time and allowed to simply be. As galaxies remain within this enduring calm, their existence begins to feel almost indistinguishable from the universe itself. They no longer stand apart as objects in motion, but feel woven into the quiet structure of space, held gently by gravity that neither tightens nor loosens. The stars within these galaxies continue their slow, familiar paths, moving with such consistency that motion feels like a form of rest. Each orbit flows smoothly into the next, creating an internal rhythm that never calls attention to itself and never asks to be changed. The thin remnants of gas that linger between stars behave like a quiet memory of earlier activity. This gas drifts softly, never gathering with urgency and never dispersing abruptly, adding subtle depth without altering the galaxy's settled balance. Galaxies at this stage often appear visually softened, as though time itself has gently blurred their features. Light spreads evenly across space, creating a calm glow that feels continuous rather than structured, encouraging the sense that nothing within the galaxy needs adjustment. Within the vast cosmic environment, galaxies continue to follow immense gravitational patterns that unfold over billions of years. These patterns guide motion gently, allowing galaxies to drift without destination or intention, simply existing within the flow of the universe. The light produced by long-lived stars remains steady and predictable. It does not surge or fade suddenly, but fills space quietly, becoming part of the universe's background rather than a focal point. This constancy reinforces the galaxy's peaceful presence. The outer regions of galaxies become places of deep quiet. Stars there move through vast arcs so slowly that change feels nearly suspended. These distant areas extend the galaxy's calm outward, merging gently with the surrounding darkness of space. The unseen framework of dark matter continues its silent role, holding the galaxy together without interruption. Its influence remains stable and invisible, allowing visible matter to exist comfortably without strain or correction. Galaxies in this phase feel complete not because nothing could change, but because nothing needs to. Their structure, motion, and balance coexist naturally, creating a state where endurance itself becomes the defining quality. Through this quiet persistence, galaxies show that creation does not always require motion or growth. Sometimes it becomes presence, a lasting calm that unfolds gently within a universe that allows time to stretch wide and remain unhurried. As this quiet journey through the birth of galaxies continues to echo softly in your awareness, there is nothing left to follow and nothing you need to hold on to. The universe can remain vast and patient without requiring your attention. Galaxies will continue to gather, drift, and exist in their own time, guided by gentle gravity and long stretches of calm. You may notice your thoughts becoming lighter now, less defined, like faint points of light spreading slowly across a dark sky. That is completely natural. Just as galaxies are born without urgency, your mind does not need to arrive anywhere in particular. Everything can remain open and unforced. Let your breathing stay easy and unmeasured. Let your body rest exactly as it is. Imagine yourself floating within that wide cosmic space, supported not by effort but by the same quiet balance that holds galaxies together across billions of years. Nothing pulls, nothing rushes. Everything simply remains. The birth of galaxies reminds us that creation does not always announce itself. Sometimes it unfolds through patience, repetition, and stillness. In that stillness there is room for rest, for softness, and for letting go of the need to understand or follow. Thank you for spending this time with the sleepy scientist. Whenever the world feels loud or the mind feels full, you're always welcome to return to these gentle explorations of slow science and quiet space. For now, allow the calm to remain, let the vastness settle into comfort, and let whatever comes next arrive naturally in its own time. Good night.